What's going on, y'all? It's my high school stories, part five, miscellaneous stories that happened throughout the course of the high schools, my high school years. First and foremost, when I was on the track team, we figured out that there was like these gates, like right in the cafeteria, the locker room, like after track practice, because our coach really never paid much attention to us once practice was over, so we'd be changing, he'd be in his office, packing up for the day or, doing whatever he does. We would bounce out to the cafeteria and we realized that they didn't really lock the gate all the way. So they had these gates that, from the ceiling, you brought them down and they would lock it like that. And they didn't lock it their way. So we, we figured out that if you stuck your hand around there, you could get hold of the latch, open it, and lift it up enough. So once, so a friend of ours, we just like, oh shit. So we start lifting the shit up, and it lifted up enough to where you could just slide under it. Man, when I'm telling you, that shit looked like fucking. We looked like secret agents breaking into like a highly secured building. Like it was, you just seen a bunch of just sliding under that shit. Somebody holding it, we all sliding under it, grabbing mad shit. We grabbing juices, we grabbing snacks, Pop Tarts, candy, the works, man. We we robbed that shit blind. Like that shit was crazy. My boy was still holding it. We slid right back up under it and left out of there like nothing happened and never got caught. That was the beautiful thing about it. Our school at that time, I mean, I don't know if they have cameras now, but they damn sure didn't have cameras back then. So, and nobody seen us. Like this is, mind you, this is, I'm sure there was a few stragglers in the building. The janitors is there, probably some administration, but they're in their offices. This is like in the cafeteria. And track practice is over, I say around like 5:30, 6 o'clock, something like that. And so yeah, the administration they're in their office handling whatever they gotta handle. If they're walking around anywhere, it's like up around the floors. If that. You really didn't see too many of them in the cafeteria post school. Yeah, we robbed that bitch blind. The school had two stores. The other store, that one was more guarded. Like that was in like at like the back of the cafeteria. It was like this. In order to get in there, you had to go out to the hallway. There's a door. I'm sure it was locked. It had this fucking, I don't even know what to call it. It's almost like the back of like an ice cream truck. Not the back of an ice cream truck. When you walk up to an ice cream truck and it had like the sliding doors, and it was like this shit literally was like we had to look up to these motherfuckers just to be able to buy whatever they was handing us. So they had like a little store inside of the cafeteria. So that was the second store. The other store was the same place where they would serve the lunch, and that was held up by the gates, or held down by the gates, I should say. And we held it up, snuck up in there, got away with that. It was another time I can remember. They was actually shooting this movie, some movie about a dog. It was like some fucking dog who flew around or some shit. It was like a superhero dog. I don't even remember that shit. But they was shooting parts of it at my high school, and this is during like they shot it mostly during like spring vacation. We had track practice all spring vacation. We was up there, and they would serve like lunches right in our school cafeteria. So mind you. Again, we leave track practice. We see all this food. We're like, nigga, we some young hood motherfuckers. Like, fuck that shit, nigga. We took so much food out of there, just grubbed on that shit. You know what I'm saying? I know the cameras. I mean, it was a lot of like extras in there too, so people really couldn't say anything because they really didn't know. After practice, we don't have none of our track stuff on, so we just look like some regular teenagers. For all they knew, we could have been in the movie. So got away with a whole bunch of food at that point. It was some good food there too. And right in the male locker room, there was like these soda machines, and everybody knew, or maybe I don't know if everybody knew, but at least we knew because we was having practice, football, track. We was down there a lot, and even during gym. So if you kick the machine hard enough, you could get you a free soda. I got lucky once and got one, and my friends, we used to kick the shit out of that machine every day. We beat the shit out of this machine. I mean, if somebody would have came down there and seen that shit, we definitely would have got suspended or expelled because we fucked that machine up. If you fucked with it enough, you'll get that free soda. Our coach didn't even care. Like he was just sometimes he's like, hey, if somebody comes down here and y'all get suspended, don't even look at me. Yeah, that was that was another cool thing we would do. I mean, we was just so mischievous back in those days. Like we didn't give a fuck, man. Like anything we could do to get over somehow, some way, we was gonna do it. As far as the locker room, so much crazy shit used to go on there. I remember going down there. Sometimes we would just go down to the locker room to hang out because the basketball team would be down there, the wrestling team would be down there. I wasn't playing sports during the winter. So I mean, the basketball team, like the varsity used to torture the JV, man. Like they be, and again, this is in the locker room, but it's no homo. But they be dry humping the fuck out of these JV motherfuckers. Like that's one of the reasons I'm happy I didn't make the fucking basketball team. Cause I mean they had motherfuckers with their legs in the air just doing all type of crazy shit. I'd be like, wow, like they used to have these motherfuckers spread eagle, just no penetration. Hopefully, as far as I know, they'd be beating these motherfuckers up, taught, and not really like trying to hurt them, but just body shots. I mean, hazing at its finest. Luckily, none of the teams I played for did that. That was mostly like a basketball thing. Football team, we wasn't good enough to be doing shit like that. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna be on this. We're not gonna be on a losing team and you fucking trying to haze me and shit. Like that shit ain't going down. And we just didn't have a culture there like that. The basketball team actually was good. They be in the playoff. They was my freshman sophomore year. Both them years, they could have won the title. They was good enough to win. Hendricken, this fucking school, Hendricken, they won the championship like every year I was in high school. Every single year. I think it was a point where they probably won like 7 years straight. Shit was fucking ridiculous. They used to just go around, collect all the best basketball players, just handle everybody. It was what it was. I know this dude, his name is like Joe Mazzulla. This nigga won the championship every year he was in high school. Freshman year, sophomore, junior. I mean, it's fucking crazy. One of the rumors that when we was in school was that there was a pool in the attic. I never had the balls to really go up there. Once you got to like the third floor, it was another stairway that went up. Who knows where that led to? Supposedly it was a pool up there. I never confirmed it because I was too pussy to walk all the way up. I went all the way to the top of the stairs, but as far as to actually go in there, I was like, yeah, I'm not going up in there. Because I was usually by myself. Maybe I would have went with a friend. It would have been different, but because it was like a sign right there. I'm sure like one of the janitors put up saying, "Do not enter and do not go up in there." So, we weren't supposed to be there. So I'd walk up the stairs, but as far as going in, I never made it that far. Also, we had I had no idea because, I was a virgin all through high school, but we had a boom boom room somewhere in the school. Now, I thought it was in that attic. I thought that's probably what's in the attic, the fucking boom boom room. From what I heard, that shit was in the basement. I heard all type of stories. I don't know, but a lot of niggas was talking about the boom boom room. I don't know if it was like a real thing or if they just seen the movie Life, you know what I'm saying, with Eddie Murphy, Martin Lawrence, where they talk about the boom boom room, Ray's boom boom room. I don't know, that might be where they got it from and they was just fucking around, some upperclassmen. But, you heard all type of stories. I don't know. It was funny. I didn't even realize till I graduated. Once we was in college, I found out that a lot of my friends, there was a lot of sex going on in that school. A lot of even friends of mine was talking about fucking chicks in the school, getting head in the school. I mean, all type of shit. I'm like, I'm just a young, naive motherfucker who don't even realize none of this shit's going on. So, yeah. I missed out on a lot of things in college. Matter of fact, that's my next video. Part 6, High School Regrets. These are my high school stories. Holla at your boy. Peace.